All right, back to our next session. Typically with a live environment, this is where I would ask if anyone had any questions, as I have shown you most of the things that are helpful to students when they are searching the product Academic Search Premier. I am going to do one other thing. I'm going to talk to you about Boolean, B-O-O-L-E-A-N operators. And Boolean operators can be very helpful when you are doing searching. We did not talk about Boolean operators when we first started our search. Technology. It is an outstanding. There we go. So this is another way to get into Academic Search Premier. You do not necessarily have to know how to get into this, but I also want to point out that while we were searching water pollution, and I believe we started out with 14,000 results, here is a brief description about what Academic Search Premier covers. So it tells you that it is multidisciplinary. So if the topic that you are interested in researching is a science topic, if it is something related to education, if it's something related to business, if it's something related to computer science, you are going to find articles in this particular database because it covers every discipline of material that is out there. Interesting because it provides full text to more than 4,600 journals. Those aren't 4,600 journal articles, but titles, which equal 4,600 journals. And there's a huge amount of quantity of full text material. So I have, you will notice, put a check mark here in the box. If I were to go through, go down the page, scroll down the page, and see some other databases that I thought could be helpful, I could also put a check mark in their box. And then I could scroll, because I didn't scroll all the way down, I could go ahead then and click continue. When we did our search on water pollution, we were using only one database, but you can search multiple databases in the EBSCOhost family of databases. You can search more than one at a time. We are going to switch over to a basic search. Actually, let's go ahead and click on the blue toolbar at the top. I apologize. In the top left-hand corner, let's go ahead and click New Search. And we will start with a basic search this time. And we are going to do water pollution again. And this time we might want to narrow things down a bit, so I can type in one of those Boolean operators. There are 3 of them, and they are the words and, or, and not. So when I do a search this time, I've chosen to type water pollution and North America. And this time I'm going to hit search. Notice I've used the Boolean operator and this time I start already with only 342 results. So if we add another term, another use of and if I say water pollution and North America and United States, and we choose to click the search box, we've gone down from 342 articles to 177 articles. So Boolean operators, if you had started out with those 14,000 articles that we originally had on water pollution, by using, in this particular case, by using the term and we can use it multiple times in our search screen. If we had started out that way, we would have begun with 342 articles as opposed to the 14,000. So the Boolean operator and, in this particular case, has shrunk the number of results that we need to look at and skim or read to find information on our topic on a much smaller scale. So that is how a Boolean, B-O-O-L-E-A-N, that's how those Boolean operators work when you are searching a database. The database Academic Search Premier that we have just finished our work in, this particular product can find newspaper articles, it can find magazine articles, and it can also find academic journal articles on the topic that you might be searching. Sometimes it's not a bad thing to perhaps find some magazine articles. I believe in most of our English classes, you as the student have the opportunity to choose your topics as opposed to having them assigned to you. And then once they are approved, potentially you have the opportunity to get moving on finding sources. So hopefully you have enjoyed our tour around the product Academic Search Premier. And now we are going to use the top listing, or the listing across the top of our toolbar, and we're going to go back to the A to Z resource list. And this time I know that we are going to talk about the product Opposing Viewpoints. So I clicked on the O again in that alphabetical listing, and our second option in the O category says Opposing Viewpoints in Context. So if you will go ahead and click on that in several moments already for us, we are now in the product Opposing Viewpoints in Context. Once again, this is a multidisciplinary database, so any topic is free game in this particular product. I am, for consistency purposes, going to go ahead and stick with that water pollution. Actually, let's back up just a little bit. Let's just type in pollution. And as soon as I did finish typing in pollution, it's giving us a positive nod that yes, there's going to be information on pollution. There's also going to be information on water pollution, and there's also going to be information on air pollution. So if we are sticking with the same thing, I am in just a moment going to click on the water pollution option. But I will also tell you, you do not need to come into this database with a topic already determined or already selected. This is a great resource also for students when they might be writing other papers or when they might be taking a communication class and need to deliver a speech on a particular topic. There's nothing worse than having writer's block. A close second, though, however, is sometimes having a topic block. And so this database is an excellent source for being able to look through categories of topics and see what might jump out off the page at you as far as needing another research topic at some point or potentially needing that speech topic. So we do know that we are going to find something on water pollution. However, I'm not going to go ahead and click the search button here. I'm going to have us scroll all the way down the page. And you'll notice that it says in the top left-hand corner now, Browse Issues. And this database collects a huge amount of topics and categorizes them. So business and economics, energy and environmentalism, health and medicine, law and politics, national debate topics, science and technology and ethics, society and culture, and war and diplomacy. So I think perhaps maybe to find something on pollution, we would be best served if we clicked on the energy and environmentalism tab. And coming up momentarily is going to be a list of every topic that they have information for the students on, listed in alphabetical order. Notice that very quickly we see air pollution over in that first column on the left-hand side. And if we scroll all the way over to the third column and the fifth item down, we see pollution. And third from the bottom in that top column is water pollution. So again, I'm going to click on water pollution. And if you have selected that topic, hopefully you have some basic knowledge of the topic that you have selected. However, if you don't, it is always going to provide you with an area called Overview. And notice that it is talking to you potentially about the water crisis that occurred several years ago in Flint, Michigan, when they had tainted water. As we continue scrolling down, we see the type of material that they have located and put in this database. So we have access in this individual product to 237 academic journal articles. We have news stories in this particular product. We have images, not going to be able to use that in your research paper, but at least to know that it's here, you might use it in the future. We have 167 magazine articles. Something that's very unique to this particular database is the fact that they have also located out on the World Wide Web, they have located websites that they feel are very important to you. Once again, we are very close to the time of this individual session, so I'm going to scroll down and just let you see where you would find those headings. And when we come back, we will take a look at an academic journal article. We will also take a look at one of those websites. And the reason I'm choosing to point those out to you is this is one of the unique websites that actually does capture websites. And they're very reputable websites. So I'm going to point those two out to you when we come back. And then our final segment will be on Noodle Tools and offering you information on how to create that account and also how to use it to help you in the process of creating your annotation project as part of your English class as well. So we'll be right back.